Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, the Anime Mumble here, coming back at you with part 4 of What If Naruto Was an Uchiha, otherwise known as Naruto of the Uchiha, on this website. If you want to read the story for yourself, don't like the way I narrate things, totally fine. Link in the description will bring you there. Other links, go to the Discord, Instagram. Hit me up on those platforms if you want to. You can do so on both. Once I figure out my login on Instagram, I'll be a little more active on that. And other things to go over are like, comment, subscribe, respond to all comments. I heart all comments, and I like all comments when I see them. I also really appreciate them. We just hit 2,000, and this is the first part of the 2,000 subscriber special. Tune in to the live stream later tonight for the live reading. And yeah, other than that, there's really nothing else to talk about. So cue the intro. Alright, so y'all don't know, but I'm just going to put this video together after I do the reading and recording portion of that. So we're going to hop right on into the video, okay? Flashback. Hey Itachi, come here, will you? What's up? I have a gift for you, my friend, Shizui said, smiling wide. Itachi looked around and got confused. What is it? You know you didn't have to get me anything. Itachi was honest. He never expected anything from Shisui. They were best friends, and having him at his side was enough. The same could be said from Shisui. Yeah, I know, but I'm sure you'll get some good use out of this. What is it? Itachi got really interested, as Shisui always was pretty serious about giving him some of the most useful things. Stuff that Itachi used on a regular basis. I'm only able to teach you this because you're pretty skilled on genjutsu like me. Itachi smiled. However, you're nowhere near my level, Shisui said, puffing out his chest and flexing a bit. You goof, Itachi laughed. However, he knew that Shisui was better than him in every category. There wasn't an area where Itachi surpassed him. This technique is called demonic illusion, mirror, heaven and earth change. It will allow you to, if placed in a genjutsu, copy it perfectly and reflect it onto the caster as if you were the original. All it takes is having the Sharingan. It takes half the chakra than that of what the original caster used to cast it, since you pretty much just swapping places, if that makes sense. You'll need the Sharingan activated, and if you happen to make eye contact with them in the genjutsu, then instead of half, it only takes a quarter of what they used. Wow, Shisui. You don't need to say anything. It's a really good technique that I'm sure you'll get some use out of. At least now, instead of just breaking genjutsu, you can make it your own weapon, Shisui said, smiling. Shisui, this is your own technique. And who else better than my best friend to have the technique? Flashback end. The same year, since Itachi's birthday landed on June 9th, he decided to return his gratitude by teaching Shisui a jutsu of his own creation. Funny enough, Shisui's birthday was 9 days after Naruto, that being October 10th and 19th respectively. Flashback. Hey Itachi, what's up? Itachi had him meet at their favorite spot. They trained a lot here. It was a clearing that had a ravine that cut through it. On one end was a waterfall that made a river. At the bottom of it, and on the other, it went on until eventually it dropped off. Before them to enter was some woods, and on the other side of the ravine was another clearing. I finally decided what to have as your gift, Itachi said, smiling. Before you say anything, you did the same, so don't turn into a hypocrite now, he said with a chuckle, as he now knew Shisui couldn't refuse. Alright, you got me. What did you have in mind? My exploding shadow clone that has all the uses and pluses of a normal shadow clone, however, can detonate and make a devastating explosion, depending on how much chakra is put into it. Holy, Itachi, you're insane, Shisui laughed. I accept, though. Flashback end. Man, we're having a lot of flashbacks, because there's another one coming up, part 3. They had been getting increasingly stronger. Shisui was now bordering on becoming the strongest Uchiha, Itachi being a close second. Neither one cared much for that title, but always helped each other. Whew. Sorry guys, those are yawns. I just woke up. They always traded jutsu and taught each other all kinds of different techniques that they happened to learn or witness. They were fire jutsu powerhouses, genjutsu masters, kenjutsu masters, shuriken jutsu experts, masters of the Uchiha style, interceptor fist taijutsu, and even had some skill in Fuin Jutsu. Last year, they made a breakthrough on a really stale jutsu that every single shinobi knew, that being the substitution jutsu. It had been during a sparring session in the Forest of Death. Bro, another flashback. Another flashback. Itachi and Shisui were going all out during their sparring session. They always pushed each other to the limits and didn't hold anything back. They knew the limits of the other and never did anything lethal. However, they weren't shy to throw jutsus at each other. Shisui launched a fireball jutsu at Itachi with a single hand seal, and it went flying at Itachi. He didn't have enough time to dodge since he wasn't anywhere near as skilled in the Shunsui as Shisui, and the jutsu was too close for him to simply evade at top speed. So he was forced to do a substitution. Upon seeing this, Shisui frowned. You know, Itachi, there has to be a better way about going with the substitution. Itachi stepped off of some bushes as he understood that the spar was over. Generally, in some of their spars, one would get an idea they'd work until they could make a breakthrough, or whether it worked, or, if possible, then find ways over time. I don't know. What do you mean? Well, think about it. A shinobi from every part of the world knows the substitution, and every single shinobi does it the exact same way. Losing a log. Oh no. Sorry guys. Is now predictable. What if we could find a way to change it and also have it be something so different that it throws them off? How would we go about it? Itachi asked as he now got curious. He too could agree with that it was indeed a predictable jutsu. They had been walking through the forest and came upon a clearing. It was a murder of crows. That's what it's called? Okay. They were all flying around and doing different things, going in different directions, and it was rather distracting. You tried to follow one when another crossed his path and diverted your attention. You both came to the same thought of what if they used crows as a substitution? Bruh. That's cold, I'm not gonna lie. That's cold. They looked at another one and began saying all the possibilities where they could implement crows into their style and just the pure utility of using crows. One thing was for sure. They'd be able to really wreak havoc on their opponents. Using the crow substitution would cause confusion and be a great diversion. The crows could also be trained to cut the enemy. The use of genjutsu made possibilities limitless as it would go so far as they could imagine. Couple those together and an enemy would never know if it was genjutsu or a substitution. This would be an extremely advantageous as you never wanted your opponent to know your jutsu, as it offered them a chance to develop strategies. Maybe even clones could be made of crows similar to how clones could be made of elemental chakra. Instantly they began testing things and trained in implementing crows in various ways. Another benefit was using them as messengers instead, since all villages used hawks. Using a crow would allow them to always make it to their destination since no one expects a crow to be used. Ooh. There's so much excitement for the uses of this new technique that all stemmed from the thought of improving and diversifying the widely used substitution jutsu. Flashback end. So that's the end of the flashback. I'm finna take a sip of my water. Y'all finna do the same. And we finna wake up in this morning and get this video out. Alright, let's get back in the video. It was 2 a.m. and Shisui managed to get Naruto asleep at 11, so he was enjoying his sleep. That was until there was a tapping on his window. This jolted him up as his shotting gun flared to life. He got ready for a fight. He relaxed when he saw the crow. Itachi, what's wrong? Shisui knew where to go and got things then left to their spot. It was their favorite, not only for its openness and even the diversity it may offer, as there were woods, the ravine, many different opportunities were granted for training. The other main reason was that it was really secluded and no one ever really went there. They could be alone and talk about whatever they wished without fear of anyone listening. Shisui approached Itachi, who looked really worried and distraught. What's wrong, Itachi? Shisui, things are about to get bad soon. What do you mean? The clan's getting infuriated and might do something. What? Why? As you know, the clans pushed to the outskirts of the village, stripped of political power, and lost a lot of responsibility within their police force duties, and have been started to be doubted and suspected as culprits of the Nine Tails incident. Shisui nodded as he heard this. He didn't know how it was affecting the clan since he didn't live with them. He was the only Uchiha member that wasn't in the Uchiha compound, and that was because Naruto being the Kyuubi Jinchuriki. They were by the forest of death and in their own secluded area. That served to aggravate the clan as they were forced to up and move while other clans didn't have to and didn't get quite as strict rules, nor did any lose political power or responsibilities. That's not what is leading to the actions that may be made. It is part and is what is sowing the seeds, but the rise is due to the Uchiha members going missing. This revelation shocked Shisui to his core. He hadn't been aware of the members of his clan disappearing. He didn't hear any harm coming to his clan, but he was on the complete other side of the village. He never knew what was going on. From the sound of it, Itachi had only recently become aware. The clan is thinking of revolting. They want their power back. They want to have it all back. They want retribution for the ones that caused the disappearance of clan members who are most likely dead. Itachi said, looking down. If the clan takes this course of action, it would be devastating for both sides. And in the end, the village would fall. Civil war would weaken it, and the tensions with the other villages would have been increasingly rapid since the Nine Tails incident. And the civil war would cause them to jump at the opportunity and crush us. Itachi nodded. Shisui understood the situation clearly, and there would be a serious issue soon. They got worried, and Itachi didn't really know what to do. Shisui, what do we do? The concern evident. Honestly, I don't know, Itachi. This isn't like preparing for any other mission. This is delicate and could very well pave the future of the village. And then Itachi looked down with tears forming. If Shisui didn't know what to do, then what was he supposed to do? Shisui was always the one with the answers. Always. And the one he could go to. If he didn't know, then was it hopeless? Shisui noticed what Itachi must have been thinking. Don't worry, Itachi. Remember when I told you that if there is a way to find peace in the world, we find it. And I believe in that. Itachi nodded, feeling reassured by Shisui. He always knew how to make some dire, helpless situation become less so, and make him feel like he could endure anything. How he would need that. We need to gather intel and find any piece that may lead to the plans of the clan. Also, who the ones planning this are. We also will need to look into the disappearances, and if we could find out who's behind that, maybe we could end all of this. Itachi nodded as he understood Shisui. Naturally, he would be the one to gather intel within the clan since he lived in the compound, while Shisui would try to find out about the disappearances since he was outside. One more thing, Itachi, Shisui said in a serious tone, more serious than ever. If worse comes to worse, we'll need to pick a side. The both of them looked into the starry sky. I know. Guys, I have a quick question, and I believe that this is factual, right? So, if we Google this, how old was Sasuke during the Uchiha Massacre? If we Google this, bro. Sasuke was 7, right? And then if we Google another thing, which I know the answer, but we're still going to Google it. Much older is Sasuke than Naruto? If we Google this, Sasuke is a couple months older than Naruto, which means Naruto was 7 at this time. He wasn't a baby or a toddler. He's probably 6, or maybe if we say this happens far before that, he was like 5 or 6, right? He's not a baby. He's a toddler to a child. Toddler-child kind of mixed. He's not a baby. He's not the kind of guy that still needs his Pampers changed. He might still wet the bed every now and then, but he doesn't need his diaper changed. Shit. He can go to sleep by himself. Tripping. I think the story forgot about that fact. I don't know, man, but I think they forgot. Naruto's birthday is next week. As you know, he'll be turning 6. Told you. If it happens a little earlier, it's got to be 5, right? Excuse that. How far into the video are we actually? 13 minutes? Alright. We'll crunch this out to 30. This is the 2,000 subscriber. This is part of the 2,000 subscriber special. And so it's got to be special, right? So we'll do half-hour videos for each video. Yeah, so it's 3 videos today. So half-hour videos for each video, plus the live stream is probably going to be coming at like 6 or 7. And we'll do the live reading. That'll be a long reading period. Yeah. Today is going to be filled with stuff. All right, so let's continue, all right? 17 minutes of video to go through. Itachi. Yeah, Shisui. Itachi could see Shisui running towards him. It was a funny sight to see, the way he was running. If someone that didn't know him were to see, he would never guess he was a shinobi, let alone the most powerful Uchiha currently. 2 more years had done a lot in his development. Itachi, who used to be a close second, was no longer so close. He didn't mind, though. That was never his goal. Naruto's birthday next week. As you know, he'll be turning 6 and can leave home. I'm still figuring out where to take him, but I want you to be there, Shisui said, smiling to his best friend. Of course I come. You can bring your sister if you like. With that, Shisui shunswined off and was gone that instant. Itachi laughed at his friend's antics, and it brought him some joy despite all that he was going through. Everything with the clan continued to get worse, and it seemed that nothing was going to change its course. They'd been very worried that this could happen, but now that it was, Itachi didn't want to think about that. He knew soon they'd have to do something. However, Shisui assured him that he had a plan if all else fails. He had an idea on what it was, but didn't know how it would affect Shisui. Whatever it was, he'd be by his best friend's side. His thoughts went to his sister. Should he bring her? It would be an interesting first meeting since she'd go to a birthday of whom she didn't know. That'd be awkward, right? Well, actually, calm down, Itachi. They're still kids, so it's not awkward. You could just go up and be like, yo, you want to be friends. That's just how it goes. My bad. That had to be awkward, right? Whatever choice he made, he would go and be there. He got to see Naruto every now and then, and when he stopped by at Shisui's. Damn, I missed my chance of asking if he would invite Yuga. Itachi chuckled to himself. He knew Shisui had some feeling for the Yanbu, but never acted on them. Does she really? Wait. Who does Yuga? Who is it? Yeah, Hayate. She fucks with her. Oh, excuse my language, guys. I'm sorry for that. But she messes with Hayate Gecko. Yeah. Not Shisui, bro. I'm gonna Google who is Shisui like, though. Shisui. Bro, Shisui literally had a whole girlfriend, bro. He had a whole lady. Yeah, Izanami. Yeah. Shisui's girlfriend. Like, come on, guys. Let's think about this. Wait. Kinana Hatake, bro. What the heck? Yo, there's a lot of things going on right now. Yo, there's names. Yo, my man Itachi was a certified lover boy. He was all over the ladies. Excuse my language from just a second ago, though. My bad about that. Let's just continue. Hokage Tower. Sandaime-sama, Shisui said, bowing. Yes, Shisui-san. As you know, Naruto's birthday's next week. Would you be able to come? I know he's very fond of you and would like to see you. I wouldn't miss it. I'm sure you're trying to figure out where to go. Yuga was telling me that she might have accidentally got him hooked on ramen. Maybe Ichiraku's. Hi, yeah. Kakashi gets him on TV first, and then she goes and gets him addicted to that stuff, Shisui said, shaking his head. I know if it was up to him, he'd eat it every meal of the day. Every day! It's not even healthy at that point. Hiruzen chuckled at seeing Shisui's behavior. He always was a goofy ninja, but he was one of the most loyal shinobi he ever had. He knew that Shisui would walk 1,000 miles of fire and burning coals if given the command. Yuga was an Anbu and was currently one of the Hokage's guards. She had snickered at hearing the conversation. In her defense, she didn't purposely get him hooked. She just didn't feel like cooking, so she stopped at Ichiraku's and took some to go. Little did she know the little rascal would love it and be addicted to it like a drug. That reminds me, Hokage-sama. If you see her later, could you extend an invitation? Why don't you just ask her yourself? Shisui gulped and got really nervous. He didn't know that Yuga was above watching and listening, but thinking about her got him nervous all the time. Because, he said in an oddly high-pitched voice. Hiruzen was dying on the inside. It took every shred of him to hold the laughter. He knew very well why Shisui was nervous, and as such, was trying to tug some strings, since he obviously knew that Yuga was above them. Because why? Just Hokage-sama, okay? Shisui forced out, fine, haha. I'll be sure to let her know for you. Thank you. Shisui disappeared in a puff of smoke. Ah, man, if only he knew you were just above. Oh, Hiruzen said, laughing as he could no longer hold it in. Yuga blushed as she could figure out what happened and why he was nervous. Maybe this was the event that could get them together. She was fond of Naruto and he seemed fond of her in return, so there was no issue. The only issue was that Shisui seemed nervous to tell her, and she wouldn't ever tell him, so they were at a crossroads. I thought Shisui was, knowledgeable in the arts, but apparently he's not. Apparently. Whatever. Let's continue. During her time watching Naruto over the 6 years, she and Shisui got closer. She started to like him probably around 4 years ago. She had suspicions that he liked her as well, but only now was that confirmed. She remembered how Shisui teased her to no end about Naruto stealing and hiding her katana. She was running around frantically and only managed to find Naruto. He couldn't talk, but she knew he understood very well what he did. He had such a devious grin and eyes that had pure mischief in them. That boy was a thief. And Shisui walked in and saw Naruto with that look and knew something was up. That's when he heard the situation and burst out laughing like no tomorrow. He kept it between the three of them, and she was glad for that, but he never let her live it down. The funniest thing was that Naruto hid it in plain sight. So he did that purposely, as you generally wouldn't expect it. Your mind instantly looks for what would be a good place out of sight or offered cover. However, he would use that against you and place things in plain sight since you wouldn't expect it. Shisui didn't know how Naruto could plan that, but when he did it repeatedly rather than it just being a one-time fluke, he knew that Naruto understood very well what he had been doing. Ever since Naruto was 3, Shisui taught him all about chakra. Not use, but just the knowledge. And he didn't want Naruto to start on that just yet. He did start Naruto's kendo training as well as basic taijutsu forms. There was an interesting development that forced Naruto to stay home at the age of 4. Shisui really wanted to take him out and have fun for his birthday, but it seemed fate had other plans. On his birthday, he awakened the Sharingan at 4. It was a scary moment to Shisui since Naruto was in danger, but traumatizing to Naruto. He had been so happy at the beginning of the day. Wait, what? It was a scary moment to Shisui since Naruto was in danger, but traumatizing to Naruto. He had been so happy at the beginning of the day. Okay. So he awakens his Sharingan at the age of 4. That's crazy. I want to know, who was the youngest to awaken the Sharingan? Who's the youngest to awaken the Sharingan? At the age of 10, this guy awakened it. No. How old was Itachi when he awakened the Sharingan? 8. 8. I don't know, bro. It's not like a straight up answer. It's like a bunch of links. And I'm not about to click on some links. That's for sure. Because I don't feel like doing that. For real. Alright, flashback. Naruto, you ready? You're gonna miss your own birthday, man. Shisui called out laughing. Naruto was taking forever to get ready. He couldn't blame him. This would be the first time leaving home, first time in the outside. It was a big moment, one Naruto had been anxious for ever since he could understand. Naruto finally came into the living room wearing a black sleeveless hoodie with an orange t-shirt underneath, as well as black wristbands and black shorts with black sandals. That is a lot of black. So he's got a black sleeveless hoodie, right? So it's just a cut shirt with a hood. So a black sleeveless hoodie, orange t-shirt underneath, right? So is it a zip up or is it like just a straight hoodie? You're not gonna know. He had a black wristband, black shorts, and black sandals. So his pants was black, his armband was black, his sandals was black, and his hoodie was black. The only other color was orange. Whatever. You look good, Naruto. Thank you, Nissan. That brought a smile to Shisui. They were cousins, but he was happy that Naruto saw him as a brother. Oh, crap. Hey, there's something I have to go do real quick. I'll be right back. Wait here, alright? Oh, man, make me wait longer. You're cruel, you know that? Naruto said, holding back a laugh. I'm sorry, Naruto. It'll be fast, I promise. You better. Shisui just laughed and ruffled his spiky hair. Hey, I'll be back before you know it. Naruto watched as Shisui disappeared in a puff of smoke and was fascinated by how he vanished. Annoyed, he went and sat on the couch. About 10 minutes later, he heard the lock jingling around the door, and he thought it was Shisui. Nissan, wait, who are you two? Those two had masks and black cloaks on. He had never seen anyone with animal masks before. Well, he did see Shisui's old one and Yugao's before, but those had some color, some identity. These masks were blank, stripped of their individuality and colorless. They just stared down at Naruto. He didn't know what was happening, but he felt something bad was going to happen. He had no skills to defend himself. Yes, he was learning, but that wouldn't matter, not against these guys. If they wished him harm, he was powerless and could do nothing. He was trying to think of what to do. He was scared. He started shaking, and they were releasing some weird feeling that he had never felt before. It was like they could put their thoughts and feelings of wanting to kill him into the atmosphere, for him to feel and crumble under. He fell to his knees in so much fear. He was crippled. He couldn't move a muscle. All he could do was watch as one slowly started walking to him. He watched as he drew his katana. It was a beautiful blade. Naruto loved looking into the blades of different swords, always feeling like it held a different story, never thinking he'd look at one in this way. The sword's tip was facing the ceiling, and an emotion started coming down to cut his head clean off. Naruto watched, and at first it all happened so fast, until it was about 8 inches away from his neck. He looked at the blade, and it felt like time slowed. He could watch in extreme detail as his death approached him. For some reason, he couldn't close his eyes, but they also burned. It was an odd sensation. Naruto wanted all of it to end. Then there was a blur in front of him, a clang sound, and the two intruders were dead. He blinked a few times, spacing out. Couldn't hear who was calling to him. All he heard was muffling. His vision was failing, and he started to fall back. Shisui caught him as he passed out, and noticed how Naruto had now awakened his Sharingan. Naruto, I'm sorry. Shisui started to cry. He never imagined someone would attack the house. For 4 years, there were no incidents. He got complacent, a mistake he'll never make again. Now there was an issue at hand. First, he would figure out who those worked for. He wouldn't figure out who those worked for since some seal activated and their bodies disappeared. Second, Naruto would begin training his Sharingan every day. He wouldn't leave the house until Shisui felt he could defend himself enough or get away or for help to arrive. He also wanted to have Naruto's Sharingan potentially fully developed, but if not, that was fine. At least the Tsutomoe will allow him to keep up with most Jonin, but he needed to work on his speed. With the Sharingan, he could perceive moments slower, since you're able to see ahead in a way. This allows you to defend and counter if your body is fast enough to keep up. Otherwise, you suffer a fate that all Uchiha suffer one day. That is, watching their death in complete slow motion, helplessly. That's gotta be terrifying. We are 26 minutes in, and I'm thinking about ending it here. I'm sorry that this video is a little bit under 30 minutes. I wanted it to be longer. I wanted it to be 30 minutes or so. But I also have to edit, export, and record the next one. We got 3 videos coming out today. Be on the lookout. Be ready. Be excited. And I mean, personally, I'm excited and ready because I hope you guys receive this well. And yeah, I have a special surprise coming out this evening, probably when I go live stream. It's going to be something entirely different. So if you watch this video, make it to the end and see this early, you'll be ahead of the times. You'll know ahead of time what's going to be cracking. So there's going to be a new special thing coming tonight. So be on the lookout, be excited, be ready, because I'm excited, I'm ready, and I hope you are too. I appreciate y'all for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, or respond to all comments, heart all comments, like all comments when I see them. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. I guess now technically we're on the road to 3,000 subs. We just hit 2K and I'm happy with where we're at. But, you know, it's good to set goals for yourself so you know what you're working towards. So 3,000 subs is the goal. I really appreciate you guys for coming in and watching. And I hope that you guys enjoyed. This is your boy, the Anima, and I am out. Deuces.